Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Chemical Guys Detail Garage. Today in the shop we have this 2020 Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG. This is a new used car, so as you can imagine it is for the most part brand new. However, there's some areas that are neglected that we want to go ahead and go over today. So today we're going to be going over the top areas that dealerships miss when it comes to delivering your ride. So before we begin, I do want to mention that we actually already washed the vehicle. Now the dealership did, I guess, try their best at washing the vehicle, but there were still a lot of missed areas, a lot of crevices that had a lot of dirt and grime that we wanted to take care of. The wheels had a light layer of brake dust that we wanted to take care of as well, and the undercarriage. So we went ahead and cleaned all that stuff before we pulled it into the bay. Now the first thing that I want to tackle is the door jambs, more specifically all the panel jambs. Now in this case, right here, this is where the hood lays down onto the paint. Now in this little specific section, you actually have a ton of water spots. So as you can imagine, if you see the right side or your left side right here, it's nice and clean, it looks shiny. However, on this right side, it's very dull, it's neglected, and you also have all these water spots on there as well, which look very nasty and bring down the overall look of the vehicle. So before we begin, I just want to go ahead and clean the surface. So I'm going to be using a quick detailer, like synthetic quick detailer. I'm going to spray directly onto the surface of a microfiber towel. And then I'm just going to gently wipe it down. So as you guys can see, the water spots are not being removed by just a simple wipe down of a quick detailer and a microfiber towel. So in this case, we're actually going to be using a specialty cleaner, which is our heavy duty water spot remover gel, which is a great citrus based product to neutralize all these alkaline and calcium deposits. It's actually very easy to use as well. All you need is a microfiber towel. Apply a few drops onto the surface. I'm going to apply in a thin line simply because this is a very thin strip, so I don't need to apply it onto the entire applicator. Then I'm also just kind of going to lightly work it in with my glove here. That way I can just work it in and I don't have a heavy concentration of the product in one section and not the other. So now that I've done that, I'm going to move my towels out the way. And then I want you guys to come in close so you guys can see just how effective this product is. So right here, right away, you'll start seeing that it starts erasing these water spots like nothing. So it starts removing all the stains and all the leftover minerals that are left onto the surface very quickly, very easily, and that's where this beautiful microfiber applicator comes into place. You can use this to agitate the surface if you need to apply any kind of heavy pressure just to remove any kind of more stubborn water spots. I'm going to apply just a little bit more just because I kind of applied a little bit too little here, so I'm just going to apply about 2 more drops. That way I can kind of finish these areas. Like I mentioned, guys, these water spots are actually pretty stubborn. You know, these have been here for a very long time. You know, I don't think the owner or the previous owner of this vehicle has ever taken care of this, simply because, you know, this is probably one of the most overlooked areas. Not the door jambs technically, but the panel jambs. So in this case, this would be the hood one. And you also have the door jambs as well, which we'll get into because those are also very dusty and very neglected as well. But as you guys can see, just check it out. We have an awesome before and after already of what this should look like versus what it looks like right now. So we're going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll show you guys the final results in just a few seconds. Alright guys, and once you're done working in that gel, you want to go ahead and set your applicator to the side. Grab yourself another microfiber towel, and then just for added cleaning power, I'm just going to simply spray some quick detailer on my towel and buff off the residue of the gel. And another thing that this is doing is that it's also neutralizing the cleaner. Now it is a citrus-based product, so you want to make sure that you do neutralize the cleaner after using it, just to make sure it doesn't strip away any kind of protectants. And just like that, you're all set to go. It's that easy to remove water spots. Now, in this case, we did remove it from this small lip, but you can actually use heavy-duty water spot remover gel on a variety of surfaces like paint, glass, metal, chrome, headlights, wheels, and so much more. So right now that we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and proceed to the next step, which is going to be this engine bay, because this thing needs some love. All right, guys, so we're here at the engine bay, and obviously, since this is a 2020, we're not going to be expecting a whole lot of grease and grime on this engine bay. However, there is a lot of dust, and we do want to make sure that we clean that up because this is a beautiful hand-built engine. It's a brand new car. Obviously, you don't want this looking dusty, so we want to make sure to clean it up very thoroughly. And we'll be doing that with our nonsense, and then we'll follow up with our VRP dressing. Nonsense is an all-purpose cleaner which can be used on a multitude of surfaces, including on interior and exterior. In this case, we're going to be using it on the engine bay, and it's extremely easy to use. all you need to do is grab the cleaner, and in this case, one area that I did want to point out more specifically were all these intricate areas. Now, a dealership, they'll probably wipe down your engine bay, probably put some dressing on there. In this case, they didn't. And in this case, they're definitely not going to take the time to get into all these intricate details, but here at Chemical Guys, we do. So we're going to go ahead and grab our nonsense all-purpose cleaner, and we're going to spray directly into this little kind of honeycomb kind of pattern here, and then we're going to start scrubbing it with our On the Details brush right here. Now, normally, when it comes to more dirty vehicles, I would use this brush on the entire engine bay. In this case, since it's mostly dust on here, I'm only going to be using the brush on the more intricate areas, and then on the more flat areas, I can just simply grab a microfiber towel and just spray it down with our nonsense and then simply wipe it down. And that way we clean it up, we prep it, that way we can apply our coat of dressing like VRP, and it's actually going to bond and adhere properly and last as long as possible. Now, one thing you don't want to do is just start layering dressing on your engine bay when it's dirty, because it's not going to bond properly, it's not going to shine very well, it's going to stay dirty, and it's not going to last very long. And that also applies for things like exterior trim and tires. So in this case, check this out. This is nice and clean, this is still dusty, this is what we want it to look like, this is what it looks like now. Obviously, it's going to look much better after we apply our VRP dressing, because that's going to condition the surface, it's going to enhance it and protect it all in one. But this is basically what the engine bay should look like without any kind of dressings and just it being nice and clean. So we're going to go ahead and continue with cleaning the rest of the engine bay. Like I mentioned, we're just going to mostly wipe down most of it, and then on the intricate areas, we'll use the brush, coat it with our VRP dressing, and then we'll be right back with you guys for the next step in this detailing process. All right guys, moving on, we are at the undercarriage. But before we get into the undercarriage, yes, we did get a change of scenery. Don't worry guys, you guys are in the same video. We just decided to pull the G-Wagon into our showroom and our shine center, just give it that nice showroom feel. So right now we're gonna move into the undercarriage. Now this is a newer car, and I know most people don't necessarily think about this part of their vehicle, such as these wheel liners right here. And as you can imagine, this car is a 2020. So it already looks dull, it looks faded, it looks neglected. Now, one easy way to take care of this and give it back that nice depth, that nice dark look, and also protect it from contaminants from sticking, we're gonna be applying some Bare Bones. Now, Bare Bones is a specialty undercarriage protectant that applies like a dressing. So all you have to do is simply spray some onto a microfiber applicator, apply it to the surface, and then in this case, I'm also gonna be wiping off the excess with the black microfiber towel, just to ensure that there's no excess sitting on the surface. So with Bare Bones, all you need is simply spray directly onto a microfiber applicator. And then once you do that, you're simply going to start applying it to the surface, and right away you're going to start noticing that the Bare Bones starts adding instant depth, instant shine to your undercarriage components. Now this can be applied to wheel liners, suspension components, and so much more. And as you guys can see, it looks amazing already. So this definitely adds a nice little touch, especially if your car is brand new. You're definitely going to want to make sure that your undercarriage looks nice and maintained, simply because this is the perfect time to do so. The last thing that you want to do is go years without, neglecting this area, and then it's going to look very terrible, and your new car is not going to look so new very quick. So this is a very easy thing to do, and especially if you guys have off-road trucks, this is a great product to have, because this is going to help repel a lot of that mud, dirt, and grime from sticking onto the surface. All right, guys, so now that we're done applying it, we're simply just gonna go ahead and go over it one more time with our microfiber towel here to buff off any excess. And just like that, you have a nice, perfectly clean and conditioned and protected wheel liner. And like I mentioned, this goes great on all your undercarriage components, so you can apply bare bones on virtually all your undercarriage components for that amazing shine and protection. So now that we're done with the undercarriage, we're gonna go ahead and move on just back a little bit just to take care of these exhaust tips. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and polish the tips with some light metal polish simply because they have a light little layer of oxidation. Light metal polish is extremely easy to use. All you need to do is apply a few drops onto a microfiber applicator. In this case, since we are only working on these tips, we're just gonna be using an applicator. If you wanna clean the inside or maybe you're cleaning your wheels, you have chrome wheels, you can also use our ball buster drill attachment. In this case, just kind of keep it nice and convenient. We're just gonna use the applicator. We're gonna go and spread it out, and then we're gonna start working it onto the surface. Now, right away, as you start using the product on the tips, you'll notice that it starts removing all the tarnish that's on there, and it starts restoring that glorious shine. So it's gonna remove anything that's on the surface, restore it back to its original condition, and it's gonna go ahead and pick it up, and it also contains a sealant within it. So not only are you shining, you are also protecting the surface of your metal. That way it stays looking that way for many more months to come. And this is extremely easy to do. Like you guys see, I'm just working it in left and right. And then once you fully work it in and you see the shine on the metal, you can go ahead and grab your microfiber towel, buff off the excess, and you're all good to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish these up real quick and show you guys the final results. All right, guys, moving on from the exhaust tips, now we're gonna move on to some other details like this front grille. Now this front grille obviously has a ton of intricate areas to get into, and obviously we're not gonna wanna get into every single hole by hand. So one quick and easy way to take care of this, condition it, restore it, and protect it is with our factory finish trim coating. Now this right here is an aerosol, so it's easy to apply dressing into hard to reach areas like the grille. So I'm gonna show you guys just how easy it works right now. Now, one thing you do wanna keep in mind whenever using this product is don't go crazy spraying all over the place. My best recommendation is to do short bursts. That way you're in control, and that way you're not also wasting the product by it going onto unwanted surfaces. So I'll show you guys just how to use it right now. So you wanna grab the product and simply just give it a light mist. And just like that, that's more than enough to get this nice little top row done. Now I'm gonna move on to the lower areas. Now, as you guys can see right here, this vehicle has much more intricate trim down here as well. So who wants to be there all day trying to get dressing into every single little nook and cranny? That's why we have this product right here. It makes your life so much easier when it comes to addressing these areas. Get it? Dressing? That's why we have a product like our trim coating, which makes things so much easier to get into all these hard to reach places. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up and show you guys what the after and what the before looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and show you guys the final results. All right guys, so moving on from the front grille, now we are on the side trim. So as you guys can see right here, the door handles and all the trim around the vehicle are plastic. So one quick and easy way to address these and just make sure they have that new look finish and have the best protection is with our HydroShield vinyl, rubber, and plastic ceramic shine coating. Now this product is easy to use. All you need to do is, just like all the other products that we've been using in today's video, spray directly onto a microfiber applicator. And then you simply want to start addressing and applying it to the surface. And right away, you guys will notice that this product right here is not intended to have a super high gloss look, which is great because, you know, this is a newer vehicle, so we want to keep as much of the originality for it as we can. And this is one great way of doing so. So not only, like I mentioned, this is going to revert that nice factory OEM look, but this is also going to be enhancing it with the best possible ceramic protection for the exterior. Now, a coat of HydroShield can last up to 12 months, which is great, especially for that UV protection. This vehicle is parked by the beach all day, so as you can imagine, a lot of UV rays are going to be penetrating these plastics, and you want to make sure that they are protected with the best possible protection, because over time what ends up happening is they start getting dry, they dull, they turn gray, they start cracking, and it makes your newer vehicle not look as good anymore. So this is a very quick and easy way to maintain the value and look of your new vehicle using our HydroShield. And the great thing about this product is that you're not only limited to using to exterior surfaces, you can use it on anything that's vinyl, rubber, and plastic, whether it be on the interior or exterior, like your tires, the trim, your dashboard, door panels, and so much more. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to finish applying to the rest of the exterior trim, and then we'll be back with you guys to show you guys the results. And then another quick side note about this product, since it is ceramic based, yes, you can expect that amazing durable hydrophobic protection for your exterior trim. Not only is it going to protect it from water, so it's going to beat it up from the surface, it's also going to help prevent contaminants from sticking to your trim so that your trim stays looking cleaner for much longer. All right guys, so moving forward from the trim, now we're going to start addressing the glass. Now the glass, whenever you feel it, it does have a light little layer of contamination, and that's something that we want to remove because obviously we want to have the best crystal clear clarity. So in order to do so, you want to make sure that you clay bar the glass, remove any kind of embedded contaminants before applying any kind of protectant like a ceramic coating. In this case, I might follow it up with our HydroView, which is a ceramic glass cleaner and coating in one. But before I do so, I just want to make sure that it has the best bond possible, and we'll be doing that with our OG clay bar and some clay luber. It's extremely easy to use. All you have to do is simply spray directly onto the surface. And in this case, since this vehicle is on the newer side, we're not going with the heavy clay bar or anything like that. And this is just, you know, we're just gonna glide it left and right, and this is gonna pick up any kind of embedded contaminants sitting on the glass. Now, as you're doing this, you may not notice a big difference when you're gliding left and right just because it's a newer car, but trust me, this does go a very long way. And in some areas, you can actually feel the resistance where there's actually built up contamination. So just a light amount of clay luber, a little bit of clay barring left and right, grab your workhorse microfiber towel and buff out the excess. This is gonna remove any kind of contamination that you've extracted from the surface. And this is also gonna help remove the residual of the clay luber. And it's as easy as that. It's extremely easy to do. As you guys saw, this literally took me anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds to do the entire glass. And this is gonna make a huge difference when it comes to applying a protectant. So now that the glass is clean, it's decontaminated, now would be the best time to apply protection. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish up doing the rest of the glass simply because there's a bunch of glass on the sides, on the back, on the sunroof as well. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of those and be right back with you guys once we're done. just real quick, as we were clay barring the glass, one thing we did run into was the sunroof. Now the sunroof we did clay, however, we found that there was a bunch of water spots and they were actually pretty bad. So we pulled out our extreme heavy duty water spot remover gel and just easily used that to neutralize the water spots sitting on the glass on the sunroof. Because after all, who wants to be driving a car only to enjoy it, be looking up and realize that there's still a ton of water spots sitting on there? So we went ahead, took care of that, and now we are moving on to our door jambs. Now right here, you guys will see that the door jambs are probably one of the most overlooked areas whenever it comes to detailing, just because no one takes the time to wipe them down, especially after a wash. You get water that droops in there, it stays in there, it creates water spots, and one easy way to completely negate that is just to simply wipe it down after your wash or anytime in between with a quick detailer like speed wipe and a soft microfiber towel. So in this case right now, I'm going to start off with this little door ledge right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my speed wipe, spray directly onto a soft microfiber towel. I'm just going to bend down here, and then I'm simply going to wipe away all this filth. So you see all this dirt, all this grime, all this does not have to be here. So all I have to do is simply wipe it away. Check all that out right there. All right guys, and there you guys have it on this G63. As you guys saw, this vehicle came to us new and clean. However, as you guys saw, there was definitely a ton of things that were wrong with this vehicle and that needed attention. So we'll make sure to go ahead and take care of those and check it out now, you guys. This thing looks better than brand new, better than when we got it from the dealer. And that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a huge like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you guys want to pick up any of the product that we used in today's video, you can pick them up directly on our website, chemicalguys.com, or at your local detail garage store. As always, my name is Joey. This is Chemical Guys Detail Garage. We'll see you guys next time.
Oh.